Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Corner, and it's time for Art Regner's video blog for FoxSportsDetroit.com, and it is football picks. Last week, I had a really good week. In Week 14, I was 5-0-1. That's right, we did have a push, but for the season now, I stand at 41-39-4, and my Karsh House Lock of the Week, well, finally, after really having a dry spell, I was correct, so I'm 8-6 on my Karsh House Lock of the Week. There you go. Let's see last week's picks. As you can tell, wow, a lot of thought goes into it, as I say, each and every week, and it really, really does. The only game I missed was Green Bay 7 over Detroit. The Packers did win by 7, so that's a push. But everybody else, Army, Minnesota, the Giants, New England, and Carolina as my Karsh House Lock of the Week, all won for me. So let's see if I can build on this momentum. It was the best week I've had so far picking this season. Up first, we go to the college ranks, the New Mexico Bowl, Arizona, Rich Rodriguez. Rich Rod, his team is a 5.5-point favorite over Nevada. I like Arizona giving Nevada 5.5. Rich Rod wins his first bowl game as Arizona's head coach. In the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, a game that has some local interest, Utah State is a 10.5-point favorite over the Toledo Rockets. I think Utah State might pull this game out, but I do think that Toledo is going to cover the 10.5, so I go with Toledo. Now looking in the pro ranks, the Detroit Lions are a 6-point favorite over Arizona, and the game is being played in Arizona. I like the Lions in this game. Arizona, I think they're down to a taxi squad or practice squad quarterback. You've got to think, if the Lions are ever going to put it together and take out their frustration, because their last two games, although both at home, are against Atlanta and Chicago, it has to be against the Arizona Cardinals. So I like the Detroit Lions in that game. In another NFC North matchup, the Green Bay Packers are a 3-point favorite over the Chicago Bears, and that game is played at Soldier Field in Chicago. I think Chicago's starting to tank it a little bit. Jay Cutler's not 100%. Their defense, many people thought they were going to begin to show their age. I'm beginning to think that the Bears D might be showing their age, even though the Packers weren't that impressive against the Lions last Sunday night. I like Green Bay in this game. Aaron Rodgers is just too good. He has a lot to play for. He knows what's at stake. And then finally, another NFC game, or NFC North game we're picking. St. Louis hosts the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are a 1.5-point underdog in this game. St. Louis giving the Vikings a 1.5. The game, as I said, being played in St. Louis. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I just like Adrian Peterson too much or what. But I am picking Minnesota to win that football game. So then my Karsh House Lock of the Week. Well, they didn't let me down last week. I went with them. And this time, the Carolina Panthers find themselves on the road at San Diego. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite over the Carolina Panthers. I just think Cam Newton is playing really, really well right now. I really like his game. San Diego, I just don't see much there. Phillip Rivers, I'm just not a believer. Let me put it that way. So my Karsh House Lock of the Week, I am taking Carolina getting 3 points in a game that is against the San Diego Chargers in San Diego. So let's quickly look at my picks once again. In the New Mexico Bowl, I like the Arizona Wildcats to defeat Nevada by more than 5.5 points. Rich Rod getting a victory. In the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Utah State is a 10.5-point favorite over Toledo. I am taking the Toledo Rockets getting the 10.5 points, but I do believe Utah State might pull out a squeaker. Then looking at the pro ranks, the Lions travel to Arizona, where they're a 6-point favorite over Arizona. I was really tempted to pick Arizona, but I'm going with Detroit in this game, as I said earlier. If not now, win for the Lions. They should put it together against the Cardinals. And heck, hopefully Calvin Johnson breaks Jerry Rice's record in that game. I know it's like, over 300 yards, but he could do it. Green Bay is a 3-point favorite over Chicago. That game being played in Chicago at Soldier Field. I just think the Packers are going to start rolling Aaron Rodgers, even though their defense is a little suspect. But Chicago seems to be fading. I'm going to go with the Packers, giving the Bears the 3 points. And then finally, St. Louis. The Cardinals are hosting the Minnesota, or the Rams, pardon me, the St. Louis Cardinals. I got the Sanchez signing still on my mind. The St. Louis Rams, hopefully I didn't call them the Cardinals earlier, but I think you knew what I meant. So the St. Louis Rams are a 1.5 favorite over Minnesota. I like Minnesota in this game getting a 1.5. I think the Vikings are going to win this game completely. They're going to win out. I guess, or win the game against St. Louis. Oh, geez. And now, my Karsh House Lock of the Week. I like the Carolina Panthers getting 3 games. Getting 3 points. Getting 3 points. Wow. Getting 3 points over San Diego. As you can tell, I do take a lot of thought and pride in these picks. But again, the Karsh House Lock of the Week, I'm going with the Carolina Panthers getting 3 points on the road against the San Diego Chargers. Hopefully you've been able to make sense out of that. That'll do it for this edition of Art Regner's Football Picks for Week 15. Have a safe and pleasant one, everyone. Until we see you again, welcome back to the Sports Corner. I do think it looks good. These have been the football picks for FoxSportsDetroit.com. I'm Art Regner. See ya. Bye-bye.